안녕하십니까. 미주종합일보 최인석입니다. 룩킹포맘은 20, 30년 전 미국으로 입양된 한인들의 이야기를 소개하고 한국의 친부모와 가족을 찾도록 돕는 그런 프로젝트입니다. 해외로 한국인 입양아가 한국전쟁 이후에 20만 명이나 된다고 하네요. 룩킹포맘은 이들의 엄마 찾기는 보호받아야 할 중요한 권리라고 믿고 오늘 또 카메라를 켰습니다. 혼자 남겨진 싱글맘이 아이를 낳았습니다. 당시 한국 사회는 싱글맘의 혼혈의 딸을 용납하지 않았죠. 아이는 콜로라도의 한 가정에 입양됐고 이후 군인이 되어 다시 한국을 찾았습니다. 이제 새 아이의 엄마가 된 그는 만약 36년 만에 자신의 엄마를 만난다면 두 국가를 지킨 멋진 엄마가 됐다고 자랑스럽게 말할 것이라고 합니다. 이번 영상에서는 오하이오에 거주하는 마리아손 제시카 포렐의 이야기를 들어봅니다. 화상으로 초대했습니다. How are you, Jessica?
Good. 안녕하세요.
How are you? How is everything going?
Everything's going good. Everybody's quiet right now. My husband's got everybody upstairs. My mom has 3 kids, so that's pretty rare, but it's pretty quiet.
I see. I know who you are, but tell us, to our viewers, tell them who you are briefly.
So my name is Jessica Farrell, and I am a 37-year-old mother, retired military. I served in the Marine Corps and the Army, and I did a tour in Korea when I was around 23, 24. And currently I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids, and I guess that's me in a nutshell.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd baby, right? I have your picture of family right there.
Yes.
A little baby in there came out like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. When was it?
Early May.
Early May. Okay. So I was just kind of itching to tell our viewers about the t-shirt size. We actually sent you the extra large because you were pregnant, but now the baby came a little early, so have a little big t-shirts right there.
You can't even tell.
So, according to the documents, now you tell us, where were you born and where were you found and how were you adopted?
So according to the documents, I was born in Gyeonggi-do, South Korea, and I was I was brought to the orphanage by my mother, by the documents, and then the documents also give details about my birth father.
I see. So you're not really actually found out in the street, but your birth mom decided to give you up and
Yes.
brought you to the orphanage, right?
Yes.
I have a picture of you back then, tiny little baby, right after you're born, right?
Yes.
And
That was
then,
pretty big on me.
right. And then you're adopted to Colorado and have this picture with your adopted mom there.
Yep, that is my birth mom,
Let's see.
Christine.
Is it before you were 1st year old, or even before you were?
I think that's right after she got me, because she had that baby doll when I arrived. So,
I see.
and I was 9 months old when I arrived in the United States.
And as this picture made me kind of melted my heart. 2, 3?
Probably under 2, yeah, a little under 2,
I
probably.
see.
She has one of her favorite photos.
I love it. So, after you adopted to this family, now, unfortunately, the parents divorced and you decided to join the Army. What was the circumstances like and what made you join the Army?
So my parents divorced when I was it's kind of started when I was 15, and then when I was 16, they got divorced. Quite honestly, it was a much needed divorce. Both parents were happier afterwards, and I'm okay with saying that. I was not happy during the time, though. and it basically kind of left me unstable, like during the end years of high school, which was really hard.
Oh, yeah.
So I needed some stability, and so I decided I would go the extreme route, and I joined the Marine Corps right after graduating high school, in addition to 9/11 happening as I was a senior. So it kind of compacted at once, and I was just like, that's what I need. I need, stability, discipline, I wanted to travel the world, and the military let me do that. So I joined the military right after, and my parents, went on their separate ways. And, I obviously keep in contact with my mom at least, but it was definitely something that I needed to do. And you never know when you get adopted how your parent situation is going to pan out.
Right.
Obviously, most kids, when they get adopted, they hope for the best and that their family would stay together. My family's grown exponentially, so when I grew up, I had no siblings, and then now I have a total of 7 siblings on either side. Since my parents have remarried.
I see.
So I think for me, it's been better overall.
Before you adopted to this family in Colorado, I think you were named Maria손, which is a legal name before you neutralized here in the United States. Do you remember who named you Maria손? And is it a legal name or legal last name?
So when I came to the United States, my name was legally changed when I arrived, because of course, everybody wants to name their baby and stuff. But my parents tried to keep my Korean last name. So basically they just changed it to my middle name. So I have technically 2 last names. So that my name was Jessica Son Terrific. And then when I got married, in the state that I live in, my middle name stays the same. So I've always gotten to kind of keep my Korean heritage as a part of me.
Okay, so the legal name now is Jessica Son Parel. I see. Now, according to the documents, we do have your birth mom's legal name, which is Son Young-hee. Now, you're telling me you can't really trust whether it's a legal name or real name. Why is it? Why you can't trust it?
So some times I found that adoptees have found their names have been changed, which I respect that they don't want to be disclosed, or sometimes the orphanages have changed documentation from what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, where the authenticity has been changed a little bit. So when I came as Maria-Son, that's the heritage that I know. So that's very endearing to me, whether it was changed or not. That's what I'm going with. I'm assuming that it's possibly correct, because I've recently found information regarding my birth father.
I see.
That would lead me to believe that some of the information on this documentation hasn't been changed.
I see. We'll get back to your birth father and also birth mom's name and what you have done when you were stationed in Korea. Now, a group of high school students, like I said, organized the Looking for Mom supporter group. Obviously, this nice girl made this video message for you. I think this time she's going to sing. Yeah. Are you ready to watch this?
Yes.
There we go. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Grace, and today I will be singing the song Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars. This song is dedicated towards Jessica, who's looking for her biological mother right now. I really hope that by the end of this program, she ends up finding her. Thank you. I I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand. You're all I have. You're all I have. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? I'm feeling like I'm famous, the talk of the town. They say I've gone mad, yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know, 'cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back, yeah, they're talking back. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Do you ever hear me calling? Cause every night I'm talking to the moon, still trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Oh, I know there's somewhere out there, somewhere far away.
That was Grace Gong from Buena Park, California. I think she's in the 11th grade. Did you like it?
Yes,
Do you like Bruno Mars?
I do. Well, it's one of the artists my husband and I can agree on.
Is that right? Okay, great. Thank you, Grace. Now we're back to the conversation about you being stationed in Korea. It's not rare, really rare, to have this Korean American adoptee stationed in Korea, maybe searching for birth families. What was your like? How many years were there, and what was your experience like back then?
So I was stationed in Korea from September of 2004 to August of 2005. I went to Korea right out of my AIT job training in the Army, and I had no idea what I was stepping into.
I see.
It was a culture shock.
Okay.
And I honestly fell in love instantly with the culture, the food, the people. For some reason, it sounds really familiar whenever I hear people speaking Korean, or when I was in Korea, it sounded familiar, like I heard it, but I'd never actually taken a Korean language class.
I see.
The food, everybody around me would, they mentioned, oh, you have to get used to your stomach has to get used to the Korean spices, and my stomach it could eat it instantly. There was nothing to get used to. I actually fell in love head over heels for the food, the culture, everything. I would go on weekends and kind of take these, the military will call them MWR trips, and you go and you see parts of the country that you're in, and so I got to experience some Korean temples that they have nearby in Daegu, I think, or I don't know if they pronounce it Daegu, but I was stationed at Camp Carroll. Okay. It was nice. It was really nice.
Now we understand you have your birth mom's legal name. I presume that you did something your year of station in Korea. Have you found anything? Have you found any clues with your mom's name?
So they were trying to get me to find her while I was stationed in Korea, and I was basically working on the Roka depots every week, week in and week out, so I didn't get much time to do much looking.
I see.
And they said the name was pretty common, so it was really hard for me to kind of narrow down everything. Once I got back to the States, and it's been a while, then it was kind of more I would try and look into it. And I've more recently talked to the orphanage, but I haven't heard anything yet. So I'm still looking at this point.
I see. You told me that you found your dad actually a couple of months ago. It was kind of magic. You went through. You told me that you went through Ancestry.com. It was like magic, I believe. How you found your dad, and what about his family? Did he tell you anything?
So I did a DNA test sometime in 2017, and maybe 2018, and I've been on Ancestry DNA for kind of looking around, looking for cousins that have a high genetic link, and I haven't found any. And so literally right before I was about to give birth to my daughter a couple months ago, somebody reached out to me and was like, oh, our centenarians or whatever they matched you with were really high. And I was kind of weirded out, and I was like, the only way they would technically be related to me is if they can fit this small description that's actually off my birth records that I got from the Korean orphanage, and they matched.
I see.
So they had my birth father served in South Korea from, I gave him the time frame of January of 1983 to March of 1984, because my birth records kind of will indicate basically that he left 1 to 2 months before I was born.
I see.
And so I gave him that information, and it turns out that my birth dad matched that description in accordance with the DNA being so high.
I see.
There's pretty much no mistake that it's him. So that was a second cousin, and it turns out that my father has passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I think officially when he came back to the States, he married, he probably fell in love with the culture like I did, and he ended up getting married when he got back here. And I have a half-sibling, half-brother, that is actually half Korean and half Black as well. So I had no idea. And the birth records that they gave me were accurate enough for me to get that family the information and then to match up, because he's 1 out of 10 siblings. So the chances of it not being him and then being there within that time frame it's too small. So it leads me to believe that my birth records are accurate. And I'm hopeful that maybe this can help me find my mom.
I see. Do they seem to understand, or also do they acknowledge that you actually existed, even though your father didn't really know or kind of don't know the existence of you?
So, as far as I know, parts of the family are accepting of who I am,
Okay.
or accepting that I am around. As for the half brother and woman that he remarried to, I don't know, because it's still relatively new. And I'm hopeful that, maybe someday I could meet this half sibling that I have that I
Okay.
had no idea that I had. But that's still on the table. But I know that parts of his family are opening their arms up to me, and I think his older brother is interested in communicating with me, and I have to see where that goes. But I'm hopeful. So.
Well, we discussed that thing briefly. Like I mentioned, the agencies and institutions in Korea is not really helping as much as we expected and you expected. We talked about these agreements and rights and all kind of things. Do you still understand that partially they wouldn't be able to help you out? Or do you think that you have certain right, or adoptees have certain right to ask and claim your right, just like Sarah did?
I personally don't think that I have any rights if my mother decided that she wanted to not come forward. I respect her decision to close my adoption if she chose to. Because I don't know, I know that I faced a lot as an individual, but I can't imagine, my birth records also state that she was like in a large family herself. So she was like the main breadwinner for her family, and she was also taking care of her parents as well. So I can't imagine how much stress and thought she had to put into my adoption. So every adoptee, I think, needs some type of closure.
I see.
I accept mine as is. I just would like to tell her thank you. Because I appreciate being alive. And I don't care what she says. I just want her to know that I'm very thankful. Even if she doesn't have time or can't accept me, if she could just know that, and that she made the right decision for me, then that's all. That's all I want to know, is that I could tell her that in my lifetime, even though she made the decision to give me up, and I went all the way back to my birth father's country and grew up, and I speak English, and I came back to Korea and I got to experience Korean culture in its finest, whether through the guys in the military or whatever, that she made the right decision, and I accept her decision. And I don't think a lot of adoptees are okay with getting a no up front, or, we're not willing to. I think there's multiple levels of closure that people want, and I think that if she made that decision to close the adoption records, that's fine. I would be okay with it. But if she saw this and she wanted to reach out, that's okay too. And for me, I'm an open book, and I understand the decision and the choice that she had to make. And I accept her decision. I don't know if everybody would, but but I do. And I honestly, just from my heart, if she wanted to reach out, I don't know what I would do with the language barrier, but I would figure something out. But if not, I can sit here and say I'm at peace with her decision.
I see. Jessica, say your birth mom, 손영이, is actually, say, she's watching this video now somewhere through YouTube or Facebook. Would you like to say something to her briefly?
I am a mom of 3 kids, and I just had my first daughter. And I understand what it took to get me up. And I thank you so much. I thank you for giving me the ability to meet my mom, even if you love me or don't love me, or whatever you were going through. I thank you so much, because I was given a life, and with that life, I provide for my family, I provide for my spouse, I provide for my children, and I can do that because I got the chance to do that. And I'm not saying that my life with you would have been better or different or fun. I just know that I want you to know that you made the right decision, and that I'm okay. And if I could see you in person and say thank you, I would wrap my arms around you and say thank you. Because I've been at the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And throughout it all, I've learned a lot. And that I'm so blessed through it all. And I've learned I'm so strong, I'm so resilient. And there are some things that come from your birth parents and your surroundings, and there are other things that come from within. And that was being resilient and being strong and being grateful is something that comes from within.
I see.
So I thank you for the choice that you made. Even though I don't know the surroundings of the scenario or why, I don't need to know them, and I don't care. I just want you to know that I'm very grateful from my heart.
I see. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for your time. On behalf of Korean community, we'll keep our fingers crossed, and we'll keep talking to the moon. We'll keep in touch. Thank you. 마리아손, 제시카 손 프로웰과 이야기 나눴습니다. 혹시 여러분은 방금 저희와 이야기를 했던 제시카 프로웰, 마리아손, 이 여자분을 알고 계십니까? 혹시 85년쯤 경기도에 거주했던 마리아손의 어머니 손영희 씨를 기억하고 계신 분은 혹시 없으신가요? 세 아이의 엄마가 된 한국과 미국을 군인이 되어 지킨 마리아손 씨가 엄마를 애타게 찾고 있습니다. 손 씨가 가족을 찾을 수 있도록 여러분들이 좀 도와주십시오. 그리고 주변 분들에게 이 영상을 전해주시면 감사하겠습니다. 룩킹포맘은 경동나비의 미주법인이 후원해 주셨습니다. 감사합니다. 그리고 여러분, 오늘은 여러분들에게 고백할 것이 하나 있습니다. 전화기 하나를 켜면 세상에 볼 것이 참 많습니다. 즐거운 것, 예쁜 것들, 또 신기한 것들, 멋진 음악들 참 너무 많죠, 볼 것들이. 그럼에도 룩킹포맘 영상을 끝까지 봐주신 여러분들은 참 대단한 분들이라는 생각을 했습니다. 귀한 시간을 저희에게 내어주신 여러분들은 참 마음이 따뜻한 분들이라는 말씀을 오늘 내내 드리고 싶었습니다. 저희 영상에는 광고가 없습니다. 제작 비용을 지원해준 후원사 소개 내용은 있지만 영상으로 따로 수익을 만들지 않습니다. 수십 년 전 어른들의 결정으로 운명이 달라진 20만 명의 입양인들도 우리라고 생각을 했고요. 이들의 가슴 아픈 이야기로 돈벌이를 할 수는 없기 때문입니다. 여러분들도 같은 생각이십니까? 지금까지 진행의 최인성이었습니다. 저희는 다음 인터뷰에서 여러분을 다시 만나겠습니다. 여러분 고맙습니다.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Yoonhee, and I am the president of National Center for the Rights of the Child, also known as the NCRC. The NCRC is the one and only government institute in Korea responsible for developing and implementing child policies and child welfare related projects. Well, every year we handle about 2,000 requests from adoptees to find their birth families and support them with our post-adoption services. Well, we are working diligently and we are here to listen to you and to help you navigate the search process in any way we can. We are working to enhance the adoption information disclosure system as well as the laws and system in Korea so that adoptees wishing to reunite with their birth families can access necessary information with ease. We will also expand the DNA test program to help more adoptees with little records about their birth parents successfully reconnect with their birth families. We are always here to help you find your family. We want your search to be successful. We are working closely with the government and other agencies and are supporting network building for the adoptee communities. The NCRC and Korean government will continue to listen to you and aid your journey to reconnect with your birth family. Thank you. 감사합니다.